Hey guys, ECRG here, back with another episode. As you can see by the title of today's episode, Is it time to start traveling again? This is another coronavirus update. So now here we are, I think about 8 weeks in to, when self-quarantine started. Things are starting to open back up again. But before I go further into it, I just want to let you guys know about the resume review program, where I go line by line through your resume. We have a bunch of different packages, so email us eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com if you're interested in that. Now is a great time, guys, because I already know I'm going to be super, super busy and probably not able to review that many resumes once things open back up fully, because, a lot of CRAs, we have not been traveling through this, not even to local sites. I can't even go to a site 20 minutes down the road right now, but it's going to be very, very busy as soon as things start opening up. Very, very busy. So I may not be able to get to as many as I'd like. So now is actually a great time to send your resume over and inquire about the resume review program. Also interview prep and also any type of career consultation. I've done a few this week. So if you're interested in that, you can email me there as well. So is it time to start traveling again? So a lot of people know, if you've been paying attention to the news, coronavirus is pretty much the only thing people have been talking about. But states are starting to reopen. Pretty much all states are somewhat opened at this point, some partially opened. No large gatherings still is what I'm hearing, as well as, restaurants have to operate at 50% or 25% capacity. But even if they have that capacity, are people actually going? I'm sure the people that are really, really obsessed with eating out and stuff. But me personally, I'm waiting a few more weeks before I start going back out like normal before. Not that I went out a bunch anyway. But as far as like going out to eat, going to bars, those type of things, I'm definitely waiting a few weeks, because everywhere that's reopened, there's a huge spike in cases. This weekend is Memorial Day weekend in the United States. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to be trying to grill out, go to the water, go to the beach or something. That's normally a big weekend for that. So I'm sure you're going to see Monday, Tuesday, cases are going to be surging in places, which means deaths are going to be surging in places. This coronavirus thing is so crazy, because one person gets it, they have pretty much no symptoms. They don't even know they have it. But another person gets it, they think they're going to die. And a lot of people do end up dying. So it's just hard to know what kind you're going to get, or, how it's going to be for you. I've even heard things of, the East Coast strain is different because it came from Europe. So it hits people a little bit harder than the West Coast strain because it came from China. So I don't know. A lot of misinformation out here, but the best thing you can do is to just avoid it. But I do know one thing is that small enclosed spaces where there's not great air circulation is not good to be in. So that's part of the reason why offices are still closed, telecommunicating, if possible. And airplanes. I mean, who can possibly feel safe on an airplane? That's literally an enclosed tube with recirculated air. So, the best things you can do is do direct flight. Don't try and hang out in the airport a lot. Drive if possible. So I know a lot of CRAs are going to be driving in the beginning stages, and I might do that too. I do have a couple sites within driving range, so we'll see. But I hate driving, to be honest. So I may not do that. Let me see what else. So as far as sites reopening, what I'm seeing is, and talking to other CRAs also, is that their sites are not open. All of my sites are still closed to patient visits. So there's no patient visits happening. There's only a couple that are saying PI discretion. So as we've talked about before, with a lot of studies, whether it's oncology, with heart disease, these are people that are really at risk for coronavirus. So the PI is only going to allow them to come into the site, because if they come into the site, that is at risk. A lot of these are hospitals. They have a lot of coronavirus patients. So the PI is only going to allow them to come on site unless it's medically necessary. And that's only at two places. That's one site in New York City, one site in Washington, D.C. But of course, these patients are at risk, so it's probably not going to be medically necessary. Still, all of my sites are closed to visitors. All of my coordinators are starting to, all my coordinators are still teleworking, do what they can remotely. If they have to go on site to maybe ship drug or something like that, they'll do that, but still 100% teleworking. I do have one site in Ohio that said they are going to be starting to come into the site a little bit more. So that's pretty much it as far as that. So pretty much all of the sites are still closed to patient visits as well as visitors. They're starting to kind of reopen a little bit. A lot of places are opening in phases. So the first phase is going to be getting site staff. So that'll be like coordinators, PI, sub-I, other technicians back on site to regularly scheduled work. That's going to be first. Then the next phase is going to be having patients come in. Then the third phase, I believe, will be having visitors like CRAs and stuff go on to site. So very early on in the process, I feel like leadership from the top, from the presidential level, has been terrible. Pretty much from the executive branch has been absolutely terrible, because, we're battling against what people want to do. So some people want to go out, want to party as soon as possible, but just because it's open doesn't mean it's safe. So a lot of people are going to be doing that, spreading the coronavirus even more. So, I think you're still a few months away from things going back to normal at the earliest. Still a long ways away, actually, because it seems like every time they make a step to reopen, cases are going to go skyrocket through the roof. So who knows what's going to happen. This weekend is going to be telling. It's going to be very, very telling because, like I said before, it's Memorial Day weekend. It's a holiday weekend. I'm expecting cases to skyrocket next week. New York City, Washington, D.C., these kind of places. Even I saw Texas is getting a huge influx of new cases too, which I thought Texas would have been one of those places that is pretty sheltered from all of this. Just because of the distance it takes to get places. It's a very, very car-heavy place. Pretty much everyone has a car. Well, really a truck, but it's a very, very heavily car. A lot of people have cars. Let's just say that. So yeah, I thought Texas would have been least impacted, and I thought a lot of places in the South would have been least impacted also, just because it's very, very car friendly and not as much public transportation friendly. But I've been wrong, so everyone's been impacted by this. So yeah, I mean, is it time to start traveling again? And the answer is no, because you can't travel for clinical trials really yet. They've banned us another few weeks from traveling. Even when it was open to travel, no sites were even open to go to. So still teleworking just by virtue of no place to go. Like I said, even the sites I have locally within 20, 30 minutes of me, still closed, still can't get there. Because, even the staff aren't even working there. So we still got a ways to go, guys. We still got a ways to go. What does this mean for hiring? So some places are still hiring. I know my organization is hiring. Some places are still hiring, and it just really goes to show the financial stability of that organization. So if that organization is hiring now, you can pretty much be rest assured that, like, actively hiring, like interviewing and stuff, not just have job postings up on the website. Actively hiring. If your organization is actively hiring, you can pretty much be rest assured that financially they are pretty sound and pretty stable. So look for those organizations, guys. Look for those organizations out when you're looking on Indeed and looking for places to work for. You want to look at those places that are aggressively hiring now, because that means they have a strong financial balance sheet and are able to weather the storm. But you got a lot of companies left and right going bankrupt, like Hertz. That's crazy. Hertz is who I actually do my rental cars through. I'm pretty much exclusively a Hertz customer, and they're bankrupt now. So now I guess I gotta pick a new rental car company. They'll probably still be able to work through the bankruptcy, but I guess someone else is gonna buy them out. So what's gonna happen? Who knows? But that's crazy. I'm hearing some airlines might go bankrupt too. Hopefully not Delta. Shout out to Delta. That's my favorite airline. And I've talked about this on the channel a lot. That's who I use exclusively pretty much to travel with. And I'm a Hilton customer too. I pretty much use Hilton exclusively. I think I've talked about them also. But they seem to be strong. Those two companies seem to be strong enough to weather the storm. But Hertz, man, you have all them cars. I'm surprised. I guess it didn't happen sooner because you have all them cars. I don't know how they do the deals, but you have all them cars on lease. Those lease payments got to go out every month. They have so many cars. The value of those cars decreases like a rock as soon as you get it. So I'm sure they're hurting. Obviously, they're declaring bankruptcy. But yeah, guys. So just another update. We're still going on here with coronavirus. So obviously, it'll be interesting to see when the first time I travel is. So it's going to be about probably. It depends where, but I mean, the first place is going to tell me, and then I'm going to schedule it about 2 weeks out. So it's still going to be about 2 to 3 weeks out before I actually go to a place from when they tell me I can go to a place. And of course, that could change. They could have a sudden surge sudden surge of cases, and then I can't go there anymore because every place that we're traveling is going to be reviewed by higher ups based on city data, case data, and things of that nature. They're going to determine if it's safe or not. So we're pretty much continuing to do remote monitoring until we can get back out on the road. So I wonder how you guys are doing. Are you guys doing all right? Are you guys ready to get back on with your lives? Are you guys ready to, I guess, kind of stay up at the house? Or are you guys fine? Are you guys doing well? I got to be honest, my life really hasn't changed that much other than the travel, other than the job travel. My outside life hasn't changed that much at all. Just I'm not traveling every week. I'm not going to these cool places. That's pretty much the only thing that's changed. But my personal life hasn't really changed that much. So I wonder if you guys are doing all right. If you guys are, staying safe. And, a lot of people listening to this channel are trying to get into clinical research. The best thing you can do during this time is watch the videos, obviously. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. Subscribe to the podcast if you're not. Continue to go through all this content. I was talking to a client the other day, and I was, telling her which videos to go through. So go look on my playlists. I have a bunch of different ones that correlate to what you need to do. So go look at those playlists, and I've already, separated them out for you. Now's a good time to learn from these videos. Go through all of them. I have over 400 on the channel now. Go through as many as you can and learn, because you don't want to be one of those people that comes out of quarantine and you're the same. You should come out quarantine way better. I strongly believe in that. So just some things I've been doing is updating my resume, making sure my resume is up to date. Not that I'm necessarily planning on getting a different job, but you just never know. Anyone can get fired at any time. Anyone can get laid off during this crazy crisis. I've been reading a lot of books. One of the things I'm interested in is real estate. So I've been reading a lot of real estate books. I'm reading a lot of business books. I've been making sure my life is in order. So I've been working out a lot. I've been eating healthy, for multiple reasons, just stay in shape. Working out, walking a lot, just trying to stay as healthy as possible, guys. So you should not come down from this quarantine in worse shape. If you're listening to this, try to come out better. Try to come out more aggressive. Try to come out with a better plan. Things of that nature. So we got a little off topic there, but just want to let you guys know I'm here for you. If you have any questions, email me. You can comment down below YouTube videos, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So take care, guys.